Hello everyone. Some of you may know me for my compilation videos and streaming highlights, but most of you that know me through here probably aren't aware that my 9-to-5 job involves the creator economy. To give you an oversimplification of what I do, I work for a content monetization platform, and much of my work is scouting out creators that my company wants to partner with, and then I essentially act as their project manager for the entirety of the partnership. It's great because I get to interact with so many varied creators on a consistent basis, but it also forces me to constantly be evaluating how creators are presenting themselves in a business sense. Being a creator myself, I know how valuable it could be to know how companies scout for talent, and I guess I could be considered an insider in that regard. So I wanted to peel back the curtain a little bit and make a multi-part series on improving how you present yourself and interact with potential partners as a business. In this video specifically, I want to share some tips on presentation and what I look for, so you guys can go from an empty inbox to getting emails from people like myself looking for a partnership. My hope is that with this video, I can help course correct at least one person on their social media strategy and help them get their first partnership or sponsorship opportunity. So sit back, relax, and hear it from the perspective of someone that does this for their day job. Easy to contact. One of the most important things that I look for, regardless of platform, is do you have an email and how many hoops do I have to jump through in order to find it? With many companies, the standard procedure for communicating with potential partners or sponsorees is through email. Most of the people doing the recruiting don't have company branded accounts, so if you're relying on an official brand account for a company sliding into your DMs, you'll be missing out on a vast majority of opportunities. If you're a creator that wants to build their content into a business or make money through sponsors and brand partnerships, you should have a contact email advertised on your socials. There are several ways that you can do this, so let me outline what the best set of options would be. The one and done solution would be to incorporate a Linktree or similar link in bio service in the bio of all of your socials, and have your email listed there. This is the go-to method for creators that utilize multiple platforms for their content and already have a busy bio on their profiles. If you don't have a busy bio, you can also include your business email there in its own row of text instead, but if you do go this route, then you have to have it on all of your bios or else it's just ineffective. I will personally always check the link in bio service or website of a creator if they have it listed, and every platform nowadays has a place for a link in your bio. So in the current state of social media, there's really no excuse to not have one. There are also some platform-specific options for presenting a contact email, so if you only use one or two platforms, there are other options that are just as effective. For example, if you're on YouTube, you can have a business inquiries email on your channel's About page. Instagram has contact details that you can display on your profile that include options for email, phone, WhatsApp, and more. And Facebook has similar information that you can include in the About section of a Facebook page. The only asterisk that I would put on any of these options, though, is that for Instagram, the content information is currently only available on the mobile app. So if recruiters are using the desktop site, they won't see that you have anything there. I also want to note that as of recording this, TikTok and Twitter do not have any specific contact sections like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube have, so putting an email in your bio or in a Linktree type service is still the best option. The biggest mistake that I see creators make with contact info is only having it on one account. More often than not, I find myself jumping through hoops just to find a way to contact a creator that I want to work with. Let's run through a hypothetical that I have unfortunately encountered a lot. I find someone on TikTok, love the content and the engagement that they get, go to check for contact info, and there's nothing. No link in bio service, no email in their bio, and usually no other socials are linked. In these scenarios, there's no way for me to professionally reach out to them on behalf of the company. What I end up doing is searching their name, username, and any sort of potentially identifying info that I could scrape up from their content into Google to try to find them on other platforms and see if they have contact info there. That only sometimes works, and even if I can find someone on another platform, it's not a guarantee that they have contact info there. And even then, not all recruiters will go through that much trouble just to contact a creator, and many will see this roadblock, cut their losses, and look for someone else. It's good to remember that someone like myself, a recruiter, prospector, what have you, if they're at this stage and they already can't find your contact information, they're still early enough in where they can cut their losses without wasting too much time in their mind. Continuing with this example though, if socials are linked and I see that the creator has contact info listed elsewhere, the first thought that I have is, why isn't this other platform important enough to have info, and why did I have to go searching so much for it? I mention this because I see it happen with creators where the no info presented account is often one of their more popular, so leaving it out has the chance of costing them a lot of potential opportunities. As I said before, not everyone's willing to go through all those hoops just to find contact info. A lot of people might give up at the surface level and just move on to someone else. Make yourself searchable. This by no means applies to all companies, but many will search for creators within a specific genre for their partnership. As an example, Nvidia likely wouldn't be searching for woodworkers to partner with. Instead, they'd be looking for gamers, PC builders, anyone whose work or content subject requires high-performance computers, etc. If you're one of those types of creators, you need to optimize your account to not only be found, but also stand out among others while searching for that type of creator. While much of it can boil down to hashtag usage on social posts, I do have some Instagram-specific tips that I can give in order to appear in specific searches, as much of the prospecting that I do personally is on Instagram. According to Instagram's own About page, the text you enter in the search bar is by far the most important signal for search. We try to match what you type with relevant usernames, bios, captions, hashtags, and places. So for our purposes, remember that Instagram searches pull from not just your username or the hashtags you use, but also information in your bio and the captions in your posts. Including keywords in your bio that are specific to your content genre is incredibly beneficial in the context of companies searching for creators to partner with. Going back to the Nvidia example, just posting about building PCs isn't enough to show up in a search for PC building. Incorporating text like PC builder, making custom computers, etc. into your bio is going to help your account populate in the search. When doing this, it's a good idea to incorporate this language in the name section of your bio, as that will be the short text that appears below your account in a search and can help recruiters easily identify you as an account of interest. This will also appear if someone is searching within a follower or following list on an account, which is important to know because companies do in fact search for those who are mutuals with or followed by larger reputable accounts in the genre, as well as creators that they've worked with in the past. So being connected does help. Post consistency. When searching for creators to partner with, one of the checks that I do is that if their posts are consistent. Now, this means a lot of things, so I'm going to break down exactly what I mean when I say consistent. As I go through their last 10 posts, for example, is there roughly the same amount of engagement post to post? Do video views tank on half of them? Are they riding high from a viral post, or is their audience retention good across their content? And are they posting on a fairly consistent basis? These are all questions that I might be asking myself as I go through an account, so they should also be questions that you keep in mind as well. When it comes to posting consistently, this could also mean a few things. It could mean every few days, once a week, a few times a month, etc. But the main thing I look for is there consistency in the timing of your posts? I want to clarify here that consistent does not mean constant, and you shouldn't be trying to put out as much content as humanly possible in hopes of getting noticed. It's more important that your content has enough quality to attract, connect with, and build your audience. And you should be forming a posting schedule around how long it takes for you to make content that lives up to that standard of quality. Encourage engagement. The final thing I want to talk about today is encouraging engagement within your content and audience. While companies would love to run promotions in front of as many eyes as possible, many will also take into account the quality of the eyes that they're presenting to. Translating this into social media terms, views and likes aren't enough. You have to have a well-engaged audience. Many companies in the creator economy have long discovered that a smaller creator with a high engagement rate will give them a better return on investment than a large creator with a low engagement rate. With this in mind, you should have a secondary goal in your content to get your audience engaged with both yourself and each other. Run polls, have the audience choose topics that you cover next, showcase audience responses in content, start discussions and be an active participant in them. Like, pin, or reply to comments. There's a lot that you can do to boost engagement with your audience no matter what platform you're using. Just remember that engagement's a two-way street, and you can only get so much engagement if you're not engaging back. Conclusion. So let's recap what we've gone over today. Make it easy for people to find a business email on all socials, the less hoops the better. Optimize your account for your platform's specific search engine. Take advantage of its features. Have consistency in your content's performance and schedule. Don't confuse consistent for constant. Encourage engagement with your audience, and make sure you're engaging back. This by no means is an exhaustive list, and what I do when scouting for creators will never be what every recruiter does, but these tips are some of the best ways that you can get a recruiter like me to not only notice you, but also reach out about a potential sponsorship or partnership opportunity. I hope that this video has been able to provide some valuable insight for you guys. Like I said in the beginning, if I can get just one person to make the changes they need to start getting noticed by companies, then I'm going to consider this video a success. If I've been able to open up your eyes about anything, or you were able to use these tips to get noticed by companies, let me know, because I'd love to hear that this had a positive impact on someone. And if you're a fellow recruiter that's watching this, also let me know, because I am very curious to see if my experience is the same as yours. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, night, evening, whatever your time zone says it is, and I'll see you guys in part 2, where we talk about emails. Catch you then.